Hey guys, Monochrome here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Genuinely good to have you. Something a little different than what you guys are normally used to seeing on my channel, but I will show how it's related. Now, usually when I review a product, it's something that I've either EDC'd for several weeks on a daily basis and used, or sometimes several months. In some cases, several years. Not joking. There are some items I've covered on this channel that are long-term reviews, meaning I've EDC'd them for years. And once in a while, though, I run into a product that I really didn't intend to cover on my channel, but it was something I needed to use in real life. And I've got to be honest, when I use a lot of products in my day-to-day life, I'm usually either a little disappointed or not surprised at all. It's just, okay, here's what I was expecting from the product, I used it, yeah, little disappointing, or okay. So basically, meh. But hey, maybe it got the job done, maybe it fell a little short, okay. Very rarely will I buy a product that I need and come to find out, oh wow, this thing works great. Well, you're looking at one of those very rare instances. New Skin Liquid Bandage, and this thing definitely lives up to that claim. Liquid Bandage. So I'm not going to bore you guys with all of the details. A few weeks back, I ended up with a small injury on the bottom of my foot. Now, when I say small, I mean very small, to the point that, yes, it would continue to very slowly bleed, and obviously made worse because it was on the bottom of my foot. So, yeah, I would usually come home from work, I would take off the gauze pad, I would take off the medical wrap tape, and, well, I'll try to keep it as least offensive as possible. But when you have a very small puncture on the bottom of your foot and you're taking off the old bandage, obviously there's going to be a little bit of blood on the gauze pad. Obviously it's going to be mixed with sweat. And what do you get with sweat? Bacteria. So yeah, I'd take off the gauze pad, I'd look at it, and there was a slight hint of semi-rotten meat smell. Okay guys, that's as far as I'll go. Don't worry. I don't want my viewers or subscribers vomiting while watching this. That's as far as I'll go. And you know, it wasn't anything where it's like, okay, gotta go to the hospital or gotta go to an urgent care clinic. No, it was nothing like that. It was just, it was annoying. It was a very small wound that would occasionally bleed. And yeah, that's just, I mean, obviously I took care of it to make sure it didn't get infected, but I was getting really, really annoyed that, end of the day, I'm taking off the bandage or the gauze pad, and a three-way combination of blood, sweat, and bacteria smell. Not fun. So then I remembered, well, years ago when I used to enjoy bowling, the bowling alley would sell something called Second Skin or New Skin. Basically, it was a very small glass bottle, exactly like this one, only smaller in size. This is 1 fluid ounce. And you'd unscrew the top, and well, here's the packaging for those of you who are interested. Lot number and expiration date. And when you unscrew the top, you have this brush, and you basically take the clear liquid. First of all, make sure the very small area you're treating, since this obviously isn't for major wounds or large areas, make sure the very small area that you're treating is as clean as possible, and then just apply a good amount, not too much, but apply a good amount, nice even coat, clear liquid, and then you wait several minutes. I prefer to wait a little bit longer than that. I'll usually wait 15 or 20 minutes just to be absolutely sure. And after that, it's like, okay, you've got this clear, hardened coating over the small wound, and it helps it heal. It is literally a liquid bandage. And at first I was like, okay, this is doing a pretty good job. No issues, no problems, doing a pretty good job. Later on, if you want to take off that coating, you literally apply another coating of the liquid bandage on top of the previous coating. And then while it's still wet, you wipe it off, and you're going to end up wiping off the layer of coating underneath it. Okay, fine. And you can also apply more than one coat, like 2 or 3 coats might be a good idea. So you apply it, let it dry, wait a while, apply it again, let that dry, and there's your extra coat. Maybe do it again, and you're good. So when the instructions tell you that the way to remove the previous coating is to apply another coating and then wipe it off while it's still wet or hasn't dried, they're not kidding. I found this out by accident because I used this several days ago, and I just left it on. I figured, well, I'm going in the shower. I'm sure it'll come off with hot soapy water, especially if I scrub that particular area gently. No big deal. I don't have to use more of it. No problem. So the little wound on the bottom of my foot developed a callus, which I wasn't surprised at all. So I decided, and I'll spare you guys the gory details, I decided to cut very gently into the callus and very carefully scrape it off, because that's just hardened, dead skin. And thankfully at this point in time, my foot had stopped occasionally bleeding. I'd take off the gauze pad and it was just clear. There was no disgusting smell. So I go to do that. Now keep in mind, it had been several days since I had used this stuff. I go to do that and I'm like, wait a minute, there's a clear hardened shell on top of the callus. That's right, that was the new skin from several days previously. It didn't wash off in the shower. It held on. It kept doing its job, even though I thought it wasn't. And I was just blown away by that. So this product, a lot better than I thought it was. It does a great job, and it stays on. So you might be thinking, well, how does that relate to your channel? You know what? You need a first aid kit, you need a trauma kit in your bug out bag. I don't care who you are. Those are two items. Maybe you can combine them into one, but those are two items you definitely need. And you need this in there, because if you get a small wound that won't close up and you can't go to the doctor and you end up using up most of your bandages, you're going to be really happy this is in your bug out bag or your get home bag. Seriously, it lives up to its name, liquid bandage, and it doesn't come off in the shower. Seriously, consider putting a bottle of this in your bags. That's it for today, guys. I'll see you next time. Please continue to stay safe. Again, awesome product.